It did not auto transition.
It definitely.
I said that it would, but it did not. So hopefully everybody can see us and hear us. John, can you hear us, buddy?
I got you, man. That is like the most like doom and gloom starting music, though. I'm pretty sure we need to update that.
I don't think I can win here. Like I last week was the Cisco hold music. This week was too gloomy and doomy. Like I only have so many options, mate. This is my limit right now.
We could spend the show generating a new one. It's easy.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Use AI
We could use AI for this. Like, don't ever repeat a song.
Yeah.
The entirety of this show will be a new function. We are missing Ash today. For anybody that's watching, she is taking a vacation. Apparently, a break. I don't know. I don't even know what they are. I just have a laptop in my lap in a different locale. But anyways. And then the other thing you'll notice is Jason and I are now in his office in downtown Toledo. So, John, I'm sorry you couldn't hang out here, but, we'll do it next time.
4 hours he would have been here. His drive was the same as yours.
Yeah, fair.
Chicago.
It's fair. I mean, I'm going to leave and be in Nashville from Thursday to Thursday. I need some home time.
Yeah, Thursday. Oh, wow. You're going to be there a long time.
I know.
You also hear Kat hearing me in the background. So our producer Kat just accidentally leaked everything. No, I tease. We're good. She's caught back up. Anyways, so what do we want to talk about? Last week we kind of really kicked off the episode, this series, and Ash spent a lot of time talking about Lovable and the things that she's using. We kind of hinted at some of the things. We didn't do a lot of screen sharing and hacking. So I think today, in my mind, I'd like to talk about kind of what each of us has been doing. Yeah. I have a screen share that I can pretty well represent Jason's part, at least right now. But yeah. So, John, what you been working on, man? Let's get into that first.
I mean, ever since we connected last time, I just started playing with all these tools. I have been working in Lovable just because I wanted to give it a shot. That one's the easiest. That's such low-hanging fruit. And I swear I'm going to start a stream called like the frugal AI guy, and I have to upgrade to Lovable above the 4 prompts a day. So every day I go in and I make my next incremental progress.
Oh, so, Matt's living that world too right now.
Oh, yeah. Man, dude, from a Claude Code perspective, I went the other direction. I'm almost completely Claude Code like Jason. And man, just the countdown to 0 credits, right? When I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm at no more tokens. I have a 3-hour wait. All right, I'll be back in 3 hours to try this again and add some more. Like I did that a non-zero number of times over the last 4 days, like 5.
Yeah, he gets very excited for like the 40 minutes until he's out of tokens, and he's like a sad panda for the next 4 hours and 20 minutes.
Hands are shaking.
Is it then cheaper just to get the account? Because I just ran with a platform account for Claude Code, and I can just burn tokens all I want.
Right? Yeah, you can do that. That's another way you can do it. He's on the $20 a month plan, so you can get. Like looking at my usage here, I'm blowing through more tokens a day than I would probably want to pay for.
Here, I'll just show you what I'm looking at as I'm doing this, right? Because right now I'm in the middle of a prompt. But if I go look at what has been used in this session, I have 4 hours and 22 minutes remaining.
Got black screen on you there.
Oh, you got black screen.
You got blacked out.
Yeah. So it doesn't like when I shift from the one tab I'm sharing to another, I would guess. Is that what we're seeing? Or is it just not working? Okay.
For what it's worth, I think I need an account because it makes me sad every time it shows me the dollar count for what I generated. It's like, you created a React app. That'll be 16 cents. I don't like that.
Yeah.
The reality
it's like,
was
you typed
12.
React up 16 cents, please.
I know, every time I feel like a coin operated machine.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm rolling through like in the past, even just hanging out with Matt, I'm rolling through like $100 worth of token credits a day.
Yeah.
And I'm on the $100 plan, so like I am beating the system.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with an account because it made me sad as soon as it's like my boilerplate cost 13 cents and then making it say goodbye world costs another 3 cents. I'm just gonna have to do this.
So back to what I was trying to show people. If you look, so these are my sessions over the last few days, right? So there's
Control plus that a couple times.
yeah,
Command plus.
Command plus. Boop, 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 boop.
Enhance.
Enhance. I'm enhanced all the way. I can't enhance anymore. So I started today's session 4 hours and 22 minutes, 38 minutes elapsed right now. I've already burned 12,904,000 or so tokens, like a guesstimate wise. And that's 19,527,000 tokens left in my given. I get about 32 million tokens per 4 hour allotment or 5 hour allotment. And so if you think about that, if you look at the raw cost, those would have been $5.09, $13.57. So doing the $20 plan and using it, I'm getting way better out of it, right? Like, so there's a reason for it, but it does mean that
it's not sustainable forever.
It's not for them either.
No.
It's not sustainable for us or for them forever.
Yeah.
At that difference, right? So, but that's just me running just Claude over here working on these tasks, right? So, like, just to share with what we're doing, what I've been working on is basically taking a code base and continuing to change and add features, fix bugs, fix issues, make issues.
Some issues are self-created. Like when your project goes through major architectural shifts in the middle of doing it, it's very easy to scope creep with Claude Code or any of these tools.
You're taking it for granted here, though. What are you building? What does this thing do? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a great way to start. Let's do that. So I will start by just while this is happening, talking about the project. Jason and I, like almost 4 weeks ago now, 5 weeks ago, something like that, 4 or 5 weeks ago, we were having to do something on camera that we needed to talk about a real subject. So we just started arguing, having just gotten done with Beyond, we just started arguing the merits and discussion of whether or not agentism would be a long-term thing, what vibe coding would turn into, all of that. Jason and I said, maybe we could code something that does automatic bug bounty programs, right? That we could make bug bounties much faster and much easier using AI and using agents. So this is an interesting exercise where we're building a bug bounty hunting program for GitHub called GitHub VulnScan that uses open source tools to find possible paths for code challenges. They have one for Go. We have one for Python. We have one, right?
Yeah, a bunch for Python.
Bunch for Python, several.
Yeah.
And then what it does is it pulls down and clones a GitHub repo and then looks at the code for static analysis. I actually have looked into a few dynamic analysis type things, but then if it finds things, you can, as an analyst, pass it to an AI agent, which that part is not fully implemented. We started it.
We're starting it.
But you pass it to an AI agent. So it's using AI agents to build a program that then uses AI agents to validate security findings, ultimately writing up a bug bounty and allowing you to have POCs made by AI. So that's the project goal.
Press button, get bounty.
Press button, get bounty. I did find out my first bounty was rejected because it wasn't attackable based on some of the things you and I talked about.
So they did come back. And
it was a vuln, but not a vuln.
Yeah,
we've handled this other ways. It's poorly designed, but it's not attackable. Anyways, but the point is that and Jason, maybe you talk about
hold
this.
On. So this is important and relevant. They did not tell you that it was wrong. They just told you they handled it in another spot. So we successfully found a vulnerability.
Yeah, that's fair. It's
just not attackable in practice, so they're not going to necessarily fix it, right? That doesn't work because
I could do this one maybe. It was kind of, but still, no, it's okay. I'm playing around. Terrible here for the producer. Yeah, it worked. We found the bounty. What is it? But the point is, these are open source tools that were already out there.
Yep.
And it was kind of cool. And maybe Jason, we can talk about like what a project plan looks like and how that works out. We can maybe even show that.
So so I did a bunch of the scaffolding on this project, and before I had it write a single line of code, I spent, I don't know, probably in this case maybe an hour just going back and forth with it and wrote out a fairly in-depth development plan. You can actually bless it if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to this one. So
it should be in docs/dev plan.
Yeah, so I'm showing this now. They should be seeing this.
Yeah, so like we basically That's the wrong plan, I think.
Yeah, this is the fix we just did.
Yep. So I wrote basically a development plan, a phased approach, all the architectural decisions that we made as far as how to write it out to a file. And then the nice thing is then Claude Code can look at that file, take one of the requirements, break it down into chunkable things, and then execute it. And the problem is that as we were going through this and I was doing it, it kept suggesting things. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. That sounds like a great idea. And we've expanded the scope so much now.
I spent 20 million tokens yesterday removing redundant commands, removing it was just
yeah, we scope creeped it so much that the CLI I had envisioned doesn't work anymore because there's just too many options.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now we need a web interface.
This is the plan. So this is week 1's plan for Foundation and Basic Scanner that we went through. Now we've already been through all these plans. Go, John. You said
so. I asked this question before, but I think it might be helpful. Why week 1? Why do we have like weeks and days and everything?
You want to tackle that?
Okay, I will 100% tackle that. So we talked about this a little bit last time. You need to treat this like a drunk junior developer, right? And so you have. We need to follow even as an AI coder, we need to follow some sort of software development lifecycle, right? So the software development lifecycle I've decided on here is sprints. We're running 2-week sprints. And I, through trial and error, have realized that if you build this and we set it up, that the AI can do about 2 days worth of work in one session before it returns to you. And in one set of context window. And that's the critical part of that there, right?
Yes.
Because the longer you let this go, eventually it runs out of context.
And then it compresses the context. Yeah.
And that's lossy, right? Like every time you do that, you use a little bit of information. So I have determined that about 2 days worth of work is about what it can handle at once inside of a single context window. So I started out by having it make a traditional development plan. And it basically, how long did it say it was going to take? It was 8 sprints, I think, 8 2-week sprints. It said this was 16 to 20 weeks worth of work, basically, to get started. It wrote it in a weekend. Because, that's the other side of that is this thing does about 2 days worth of what it measures real developer time would be.
10 minutes,
it does that in
minutes.
20 minutes, half hour
like
maybe.
That. Yep.
I'm curious now because while you were explaining it, I've set my development cycle up here and it's running at this point, and it broke it down pretty effectively, like Claude 4. Yeah.
I
gave it timeline of tokens, though. I'm curious to see how it interprets that.
Interesting. I hadn't done it that way, but you're right. They get it the same distilled effect, right? Like if you gave it by tokens, you would basically be able to set it to the context window size of tokens.
Yeah, but you could. But the problem there is that like
there's also multiple places it's sending and using.
Yeah,
those tokens.
The amount of files it needs to pull in varies by task, and it won't know what that is until it gets there. So I suspect hallucination is going to be a real problem trying to get it to do it by tokens. But what I've come to understand looking at it. So I'll raise my hand here and say I am not a software developer by choice. I actually know a stack of languages. My ADHD doesn't allow me to do it, but I also manage several developers, and the estimates it's giving are quite reasonable. They're like what my development team would spit out for the same amount of work.
I'm curious. I'm playing around, and now mine's flying, but mine's also not really doing this level of a project. Like for a point solution, it's going to be wicked fast. How many tokens do you think you have into this project at this point?
Oh, jeez.
Over 1 billion.
Yeah, I'd probably say you're right. I put in just in the last 3 days, 150 million. So this is just on this project. I haven't worked on anything else. So this chart you're seeing is my 150 million just in the last few days. So
hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
And these synthetic add-ins too, I started doing some offloading to DeepSeek local. And I'll show you what that looks like here if I get done with this task and I can parse off to another task. But basically using multiple MCPs, you can play games to try to reduce that, right? They're black.
I have used, now admittedly, I'm working on a couple projects now. This is only one of the 3 that I'm presently working on here. I've used 2 billion tokens in July.
Jeez.
For some total of $1,000 worth of tokens. If I was paying for the actual Sonnet API usage, I would have spent $1,000.
I'm very curious to see I just spent 29 cents making a meme generator. See, it just keeps ticking away at me in the background here.
Oh, right now as we're speaking.
Yeah, do you want to
Let's
see
share
it?
your screen? Here, share your screen. Let's see what you're looking at.
Shared it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we were working on here. I just wanted to see if we could build something in the background while I ask some good questions. Am I sharing?
Not yet.
No, you can run that command
Yeah.
too, John. That's the command I'm running to get the token data.
Okay, yeah. I'll pull that up real quick here. Let me just make this bigger for everybody. Right? See, we just told it. I don't know here. Real simple. Let's build a development plan. It's going to break it down. Web app, meme generator, code base, Node.js, built with 150 million tokens. It did a really good job of the phasing here.
So it gave you your tech stack, React and Node.js, timeline and tokens. Oh, but it does give you 3 to 4 development sessions. Interesting in token math. I hadn't done that before as a timeline and tokens.
It did its first session though, and it worked fairly effectively. Yeah. I mean, everything came out. This cost me 28 cents though. Now I can choose a file. This cost me 30 cents live though. So,
but man, that's 30 cents well spent.
That's 30 cents well spent.
Yeah, well spent. Oh, and it's fully functional. So it's just an image overlay with text. I mean, it's just a meme generator, right? Like, but you know what's funny? We joke about this. That took you 13 cents. What do you think Image Flip or any of those, what do you think the development time and cost was to build those first iterations?
Oh, more than 13 cents.
Yeah. That's my point. I mean, the math is so big of a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just even to be able to do that. I mean, not only the 13 cents, we did that while you were explaining development cycles.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. So you're saying that somebody could maybe make their $1 billion just daydreaming during a horrible meeting one day where they're like, I don't even want to listen to this crap.
I mean, I'm pretty happy with it right now. I normally am a cursor dev, so now I can actually go pull up my stuff and go look what happened. I have no idea what happened for what it's worth. I honestly have no idea what was created.
Yep. Sure.
Let's see.
You're probably doing this disintegrated from some Git repo, right? This is just local files on your machine for now, John?
Yeah, I mean, I just installed Claude like an hour ago before we got on here, just so I could mess around with you guys.
I'd love to show that integration a little bit for people. Let me see what chats we have coming in. So we got a few people who want to say it too. Yeah, it's Tara. So Tara says this cost me 28 cents fair about John. Those cents can add up when you have a little self-control. Yeah.
Those cents can add up when it's ADHD and it's telling you you're absolutely right all the time and the dopamine.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. We talked about this yesterday. This thing loves to give you dopamine. When you correct it and you're like, hey, I really wanted you working on day 1 and 2. And it seems like you planned the whole plan. It's like, oh my God, you're amazingly correct, Jason. Yeah. I would have never figured this out without your brilliant benevolence. I shall go back to what I was doing and asked to do. Like, it's like such a dopamine hit of this. You're right. Wow, you caught something.
Yeah. It's it knows how to tickle all of the ADHD buttons.
100%. You can go anywhere.
Yeah.
I made a mistake though. I realized one thing I should have done here is I just quit early out of the Claude code, and I should have at least dropped my project plan into the README.
So now if you do Claude -- continue, it will go off
before you launch. Yeah, space. Yeah, -- continue. And then you can say, continue the project plan from earlier that you partially completed.
Yep.
Now, I accidentally started one, so can I go back 2 cycles ago?
You can do it a couple different ways. You could just bring the project
Are you in
plan
the same
back.
directory?
What was that?
Are you in the same directory?
Yeah.
Just Claude -- continue.
And then ask it to
and then just tell it what you want it to do. Like you were working on
step
earlier,
blank
continue.
on the earlier. Please continue step blank. The other thing that's been fun, and Jason, you tipped me off to this, but some of the MCP server add-ins that help a lot with this, right? Basically, the comment of think deeply and sequentially kicks off to an MCP we're using that then takes and does basically that work to try to continue and make sure that we have some linear thinking there. What's that one called?
Sequential thinking.
Yep.
So that MCP is a game changer. And the nice thing is that it refines its thoughts. Like it basically spawns subagents and thinks on things. It's a similar sort of thing that if you're running like Opus or one of the higher models on the back end, right? Like they're on the back end spending some time thinking and examining things before it returns the data to you. It's a similar sort of thing to that.
So I'm going to show off what we've built, John, for just a second.
Let's see it.
This is what's currently functioning, and then again not functioning, then functioning, then not functioning as I continue to mess with it. That's on me. No, this is the current code. So GHVS command, you start out with this. We've just updated the UI so that if you just type in GHVS, you don't get, hey, please use help. It's like, just show me the help. I obviously didn't type anything. Show me the damn help. So GitHub Vulnerability Scanner, professional security research tool for ethic bug bounty honing. You can set up, the core workflow is set up in it, discover, scan. Oh, yeah, control command plus. No, didn't do it. Okay. All right, I'll go. Oh, God.
You're in the wrong one.
Wrong one. Sorry. It did work. Okay.
Did you just delete the prod database?
I'm just going to start again.
Yeah,
that way it'll
hit
be
Q and then run it again. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now it's going to tell you, hey, if you haven't done this, get started. GHVS set up a init, GHVS config set GitHub token. But eventually you can search for GHVS discovery search query JavaScript security. So I can come in here and copy this, at least if it's kept my up-to-date documentation, and come in and do a discovery. It's going to pull repos. It's going to pull back and say, hey, here's some repos that have code that you've asked for. Obviously, we're looking for JavaScript. Didn't do perfectly because it found me a bunch of Python. So but anyways,
there's also some errors.
There are errors. Failed to calculate, dig, log in, all kinds of stuff from the changes I've been making, I would wager. But basically, this is the code base that is already, so GHVS review.
Scan ID 2, because that's the one that found some, right?
Review findings.
Scan,
it's now findings. --scan -ID, and then that is going to be 5. Had some findings in it. So now it can come up and say, hey, here's this Java file that has weak cryptography. It was found by the tool SymGrep, right? Crypto source. Here's your location. That location is the core location in. That's the core location in GitHub, in the file location of their source code, right?
My alarm company's calling.
Alarm company's coming. That's not good. Read out your security code for me, Jason.
Yeah.
Do you mind live doing that for me?
Yep.
But anyway, so you can go through the findings. As we continue, the investigate button, John, will actually give you options to send that to ChatGPT to investigate. Say, send the code to ChatGPT with this instruction set, and basically set up a one-time agent that'll do, it has a system prompt that has the information, and it'll allow us to kind of dig into it. You can also accept it. You can reject it. So we're making workflows so that a bug bounty human can find a program, sign into the program, find a potential thread to pull on that thread, or say, no, this isn't a thread, and reject it. And that kind of led us to a really complex UI.
Yeah.
And a really complex UX from that in this text-based modality. So Jason, what did we decide just out of blue yesterday to burn a million tokens on?
I decided to make a web interface.
I'd like it though. I mean, I want to be able to use this interface. Is it up there?
No, it's not. It's not working yet. So I started down the road of making a web interface. It was working. Authentication was broken on it. A couple other things were broken on it. But then him and I got too many beers deep last night or 2 nights ago, and decided that if we're going to write a web front end, why don't we modify it so the CLI just talks to the same web services? And the reason I want to do that is this thing is it's designed to be collaborative. So like him and I could work on it together. So we could still both use the CLI talking to a centralized GitHub GHVS server, right, with the same findings and shit in it. You can't do that if we're each running our own.
So what I'm working on right now is we built this service plan. So this was using the planning mode to say, okay, and this was yesterday, right? 7/20? Yeah, yesterday. Yep. Approved for implementation. It even goes through and acts like a developer. It's like, oh, they've approved this one for implementation. Look, we added the notes to it.
Yeah, and Claude Code made all these documents for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Now, did you have to ask it to do that, or was that like?
Yes. I'm glad you asked that question. It does nothing without asking, unless it wants to hallucinate and do something weird.
Here, I will send Matt the prompt that generated the initial high-level strategy, and he can share it on the screen somewhere.
Yep. So this goes in and says benefits, core principles, right? We want backwards compatibility. That's been a pain in the ass, especially building a project when you want to fully pivot. Sometimes, John, you have to be like, bro, I do not have any users. Stop spending 4 million tokens on how to migrate from an unused tool to another unused tool version that nobody gives a shit about their database in. And so it's like, but to its credit, it thinks like an enterprise code development team, right? It's like, no, backwards compatibility matters, and it publishes breaking changes. And this was the piece that I was going to get into. Is the nice part is this is all integrated with Git. So now Claude comes up in Git as a resource and actually can pull and document these changes in each commit and push. So we are doing this, John, with full Git history as we go through each of these day 1, day 2, week 1, week 2 plans with corresponding Git repo pushes and commit messages that speak about the changes, the breaking changes. Like these are, I mean, think of it like a full-blown development team, just not very well guided. And I think part of it is the guiding and the keeping it in the middle of the lane is the work. So
I think I'm going to build, I think I know my next POC that is not meme generated, but I want to do a POC that takes commits, reads the code, and writes feature releases so that I can just follow this. Do you already have something that's doing that? Like, how are you documenting it as you go?
I just make it keep it. It updates the documents as it goes and puts little green check boxes on things that's completed. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually had to deal with that because you say it does. There's like, it's almost like spinning plates, John. You have to start architecting prompts that help keep reminding it the shit that has to happen. And, you know, Jason's drunk junior dev conversation that he had the other day. You have to like go, hey, I need you to make sure you update documentation. Oh, you're right. I did delete 43 commands that I still reference in -- help. You're right. Let's deal with that. So it's like there's nothing automatically. What are you guys doing? Are you guys checking the comments? Yeah, I'm checking the comments. Good to see you, Pratam. Yeah, it's awesome. Looking for an internship. I don't know that I can help there, and I'm glad to hear it. I hope this helps in some way. So good.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Anyways, yeah, I like the deep Git integration, and I'll probably switch to a web browser while you go. And if you don't want, John, if you want to dig into what you're doing and play a little more.
Yeah, I mean, I finally had to tell it to write out what it did. I never got its history back for what it's worth, right?
Oh,
I know, right? Because I was excited about its plan.
Which is where these plan documents help, right?
Yeah.
If you ask it to write a plan.markdown file in the directory under dev and then reference that plan, it lets you pick back up at any point. So that's how Jason and I are asynchronously working is we'll create a file that says, you know, plan 1 week 1.md in dev web. And then now you can come back into a non-context anchored session and say, hey, continue plan 1 week 1. Your last developer did this, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the prompt. I'll share it.
Go ahead.
Add that to the screen. Pull me
up.
Yeah.
Where you at, Jason? There you go. Okay, cool.
So this is the prompt that I actually used.
I love it.
to basically get it to write that document out.
So first off, you got okay, let's break this apart. Thinking this through, we're going to one to support centralizing server CLI. In doing this, I think we'll enter a paradigm where even locally a web server runs a CLI as an interface, the same thing, right? It's a very large paradigm shift. Let's ultra think deeply. I think that sends it down.
Ultra think is a keyword you can give Claude to tell it to spend more cycles on the back end before it returns.
Yep.
Okay.
And using repo prompt. Why don't you talk about repo prompt?
Repo prompt is an MCP I use that can talk to Gemini and other tools to basically understand the code and then return back to Claude the relevant pieces of information about the code base, right? So like basically repo prompt can analyze the code base and then return relevant context to Claude. So Claude doesn't have to figure out the damn code base itself. The thing, I mean,
it's all about prompt, man. It's two things. It's context
management.
Window management, because at some point you run out of context window and it would have to compress it even as it's trying to go through this giant code base, right? So repo prompt shortens that to the relevant components of you need these 9 functions, you need these things. That's only 270 lines of code instead of 14 million lines of code. Something.
And then I had it use right. So then it was using chat and request plan as needed. Then it used Zen with O3 Mini to do the planning. So it shelled out to ChatGPT to make the OpenAI models do the planning for it. And then once it was done, it sent that plan to O4 Mini to get consensus that it was a good plan. And literally it changed things. Like it had a plan, and then O4 Mini came back and said, no, that's shit.
And what's cool about Zen too, to add to this, is I have my Zen currently configured to go to ChatGPT, OpenAI models, but also local models. You can just put in Olama and run it on a DeepSeek R1 or a DeepSeek, Coder is what I'm using right now. But you can use Zen as a bridgehead to send it anywhere for those functions, and then the keywords appear in there, right? Troubleshoot. There's all kinds of things that are in there.
And then once we're done, we want to write out, and this is what's relevant to you, John. When we're done, write out the answer to this doc.
Yep.
And then we want that work broken into 2-week sprints with each high-level task in the sprints requiring no more than 2 days to complete.
Yep.
Right. I then iteratively used a smaller prompt to have it examine each one of those sprints and create an even more broken down plan following our architecture.
And that work plan seems to be one of my fears is that you could have two Claudes not working on the same thing in the same way, creating challenges for each other. And we've had a couple of commit challenges, but we fix them easy, right? They're just simple, stupid things. But the point is, when you have a work document, I can use my credits by pointing in at week 1 and get week 1 done. Jason can then point at week 2. We can do this somewhat asynchronously. Yeah, you're right on that. We are building bug bounty agents. I'll show that again, Colin, here in a bit. But good to see you, brother. But yeah, we're just kind of talking about how we're building it at this point, really, more than anything. But yeah, breaking it into the 2-week sprints, John, and then those will create individual files. And that's what I was showing here is week, whatever that was, week. Right. So let me go back over here. I've got one. So
look like sprint 1.
Yeah. So like, and it should be sharing this.
It's sharing my screen right now. As it's
oh yes, that's the wrong human. The name says it all. Doesn't
it's still scraping memes. I've got nothing better going on.
Oh, this was okay. I got it. It's got a limited number we can do at once, or I killed it maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about it. Allow the share window.
I'll drop mine off.
It was me. Being terrible at what I do. So yeah, see how then, John, this was the service planning MD file.
Yeah.
And so then we can just less sprint 1.md. And so this is that carved down sprint file that then has numbers of days in it to the point. This is 12 days, right? From 10 days based on expert consensus. This is back to your modified.
Yeah, it said, I can't do that work in 10 days. I need 12.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, no, bro, I need 12. Like the development team fed back and said, it's not going to happen.
It's like real developers. I can't do that in the time you asked me to do it. I need more days.
They got to double it.
Are great too. Like, hey, Sprint 1 establishes some stuff like fast API that needs to exist and the CLI service model, client service architecture. That's all in, phase 1. And then it used Jason's exact quote of this is a major paradigm shift, right? So it's like, hey, I'm going to use some elements of my creator in this conversation too, which is actually kind of cool. Right.
And a nice thing about this, John, and I know you're gearing up to talk there, it allows me to clear the context window between tasks, which does 2 things. One, it preserves tokens because I'm not constantly setting that giant context back every time. But 2, it avoids pollution, right? Like I have now a separated concern that all of the information that it needs to do that concern is in this one file. So the last thing it was doing where it was dealing with a completely different set of files, that's gone out of its history now. It doesn't even know they exist.
Yeah. So just to highlight some things for people that are, John, if you've got something you want to get into.
No, go ahead.
Just to highlight some things for people that are here, what we've seen is token maximization, partially, right? Token management is what we're dealing with. Like we only have so much context window. That's in the form of like the prompt generation. But then we also see some agentism. And this is kind of what you and I predicted day 1, which is we'll have agents passing things back and forth for various functions. What are those functions? 03 made the plan. 04 went down a validation process to validate and change the plan. You're giving different context spaces and paradigms from different models to get an end output.
And the reason I did that is 03 is cheaper. So the thing that's going to require a lot of tokens and a lot of work, I threw it the cheaper model, and then I just had the more expensive model grade its work.
Yeah, essentially. Kind of, yes. Like this is exactly what happened.
I sent it to its supervisor.
Send it to your supervisor code, which is also, joking aside, one of the things that I'm starting a new project on, I was focusing on the personas very heavily, right? And so I used ChatGPT to build my initial model. I'm going to send it to 04 to validate the model and carve it into smaller work sections. But it actually came up with roles like you are a code approver and your job is supervisor. And anyways.
So I'm trying to think through like a method. So Cursor, for instance, again, I'm just like figuring out Claude today. So Cursor, for instance, has your cursor rules, which are kind of your definitions on every single execution, how things should be ran and properly operated. If I told Claude Code, I always wanted it to document. Document. Go ahead. How would you
share that file?
There's a Claude.md file that you
use. There we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I need to work with first.
I'll go show you what we're working with.
The first thing you should do in the environment, even if you already have existing code, is run /init.
I did. I got that going. Yeah.
And it should have created a Claude.md out of it.
So here's our Claude.md that governs a lot of that. So you have your development controls, Python, rough format code, right? All this stuff, CLI. common error prevention, import errors, attribute errors, database models for project-specific patterns, AI analysis, remediation models, tool usage. So this is what guides that. This is kind of your MCP, and it gets built by Claude in the project.
But what I did do is I took that out of Claude Code and I sent it to Claude with Opus, and I said, this is too long. Like, cut unnecessary stuff out of it. Realize that it's to be read by AI and not human readable. And it took like a bunch of graphs and stuff that it put in there out. Like, Claude.md is for Claude. It's not for me. Yeah. Like, I have README, I have development. Like, I have other documentation that's for me. This is for Claude.
Gotcha. So like some of the things that are in here is we define tools. So like search, it's going to send it to repo prompt, right? Code structure, same, repo prompt. File selection, manage selection on repo prompt. Zen tools, again, for think deep and complex reasoning. And then context 7 for library documentations. I don't think I have context 7. Do I? I do. I have context 7. And that's where it's building its documentation and lookups from is the context 7. And then development principles, complete tasks fully before marking done. Never add Claude as commit author, although that has not happened. They've made him co-author.
Correct.
Use latest dependency versions when possible.
Yeah,
so.
and as with all things LLM, those are suggestions. It seems to ignore them. Especially the longer outside of your context window it gets, it will forget those things over time.
Oh, you want me to document? Shit, that's all you had to say. Yeah. I did say that.
This is the 7th time I've said that, as a matter of fact. Again, drunk junior developer.
Yeah.
How do we keep forcing it to do that? Is there any agent we could be running, or MCPs we could be running to force it to
no. Here? I do want a cleanup function.
Yeah, as soon as it starts straying, I hit escape. Yeah, and I just scold it.
Yep. But I also like what I've found effective is I feel like you're going to be right now. And some of it could be my lack of capabilities and what I'm reading there too. You're going to be making code that drifts or bloats, and then you're going to be doing cycles that bring that drift and bloat back into function. And then you're going to drift and bloat, and you're never going to get it straight. But I have found that these periods of asking for work plans saying, you've done a lot of changes and a lot of breaking, let's ensure that all documentation is up to date and that we can check and validate. And I've burned millions of tokens doing that.
So John, you dev, you code.
Yeah.
Right. So like, this same paradigms exist, right? So like, do you code where you make it work and then you go back and clean it up? Or do you code where you go along and make sure that there's nothing to clean up at the end?
Of course, the first part, right? You get it done. And
okay. That's exactly what this is doing. Right?
Yeah.
You could tell it to do differently. I could tell it, and it's actually doing the other project I'm working on, which is the popcorn tracker for scouts.
You mean Cornhub?
Cornhub. Sorry. It's doing a lot better job of not getting distracted and staying on task because I've been a lot more concise about the unit of work it's allowed to do before it can come back to you essentially. And I find that that's the key.
Shortening that window.
Yeah. Right. Don't give this thing giant, like build me a meme generator that does this. Yeah. It will go do it. Right. But it's going to make a mess. If you tell it, I have images from a source that I need to put text on, it will do a much better job of that, right? So again, it comes back down to the skill will become being a good product definer and a good project manager. The better you can make your user stories, the better your outcome's going to be.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm looking at the code now, trying to see if it's clean and what it is, but I've got my README now. I've followed your steps. We're in a good path here. I wonder the idea of just sicking 2 of these Claude Code agents and just letting them pair program through this problem.
Yep. That would be the way to do
it. I've done that paradigm. It works well. Actually, I had a 3-agent system. I had Agent O, which is orchestration agent, Agent D, which was the developer, and then Agent R, which is the reviewer. So basically, the orchestrator would make a plan. It would feed it to the developer, 1 or more developers that would develop the code, and then the reviewer would review them and spit the results back to the orchestrator, which would decide if it was good enough or not. Yeah, you can totally do that.
Okay, the dreaded symbol, boys. That bottom left, that is the beginning of panic for me. That text, approaching usage limit, resets at 7 p.m. So just to put that in perspective, it's like 3:17. I can't do anything else for 4 more hours after about
you got about 5 minutes left.
I got about 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm getting real close to my token limit. Let's see how close.
Could you just drop another cursor config in there and just tell it to switch once you run out?
No.
You could. I was doing that yesterday.
Oh, like another
account.
Oh, another account. Yeah, you probably
Yeah,
could.
you probably could.
Yeah.
Probably not allowed with the EULA though.
No, I mean, you could probably also switch to. I mean, it's linear, right? The $100 plan gives you 5 times the usage of the $20 plan. So
yeah, fair.
Yeah, you can do it, right? Like, I don't want to spend 100, but I'm willing to spend 60. Okay, you buy 3 $20 plans.
Yeah.
Now the $200 plan gives you 4 times the usage of the $100 plan, so you do get a benefit going to the biggest one. I have not yet.
Am I going to get my commit done?
It's
is
coming.
The question. Let's see. Am I going to get my commit and push of the code done before I run out of tokens?
What happens if it dies midway through?
Nothing. You just got to. You just literally type continue in the window
continue.
later. It's like, oh, I have credits now. I shall continue. Thank you.
Like insert coin to continue. It's like an old school video game.
Oh yeah, we have a long timeout window.
Oh, we should do a feature request that it spits out a game over.
Dope.
Insert 25 cents to continue when it's done.
Please insert 37 more tokens, or give me the option. They'd make so much more money if they said, "You've reached your limit for now. Would you like to pay for the tokens by the penny?"
Yeah, exactly.
No, it does prompt you to /upgrade when you run out.
Yeah, but then you would have to upgrade and commit. But what if it just got like per transaction token costs from you? Like, I'll spend $6 more to continue for 2 more hours.
You'll spend more than $6 in 2 hours.
I bet. Yeah, no doubt. It's this. I think that's one thing to take too. I just can't imagine it continues at this level of low cost.
No.
Access to these
that
things.
billion tokens cost them a lot more than the $100 I paid them.
Oh yeah, ran out. So Claude limit, you reached your limit will reset at 7 p.m. American New York time. Sorry, sucker. I don't know that I got a commit.
You did not.
It compacted my combo and didn't commit.
That was the end.
It's okay. That's all right, fine. But we do have at least the API architecture in place, it looks like. So that's kind of cool. We just have to get that. And it's tested it.
To Chittum's point, yes, we are having fun.
We are having fun.
You should have seen I feel bad for the females. So Kat and Heather have been hanging out, and we were in the hot tub last night or 2 nights ago, and Matt and I spent 40 minutes in the hot tub talking about these topics.
Yeah. Challenges you face, the issues, and it was funny. Heather looks at us.
So not everybody's having fun.
I don't understand anything y'all just talked about.
I know none of these words.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. What else have we learned in this last week? John, anything else? You've been playing with Lovable a bunch. Tell me about your 4 prompts and how they're different. Like 4 prompts a day with Lovable. Do you get these guiding prompts, or are they so much more hands off and it just does stuff in those 4 prompts? Help me understand that difference.
It just does it. Here, look, I'll show you what I've been looking at. Like, so I am, because we're doing the Channel Con pre-day. I don't know if this is official yet for what we're going to get it done in time. You're sharing your screen. Share mine.
I'm fixing it. Bad
good,
producer.
good.
Bad producer.
You're good. I was going to do a Family Feud style during me and Callan's, myself, Callan, Ashley, and Natalie Suarez are doing an AI.
Sure.
And I was going to have everybody join from their phone. And we were going to.
Is that on GitHub?
What? This Family Feud?
Yeah.
No, it's just a local project. I can make a push
if you want to put it out on GitHub, I'm willing to throw cycles and Claude Code at it.
So I am going to have this sucker work. I mean, it works right now. There's 3 modes. There's a host mode. There's an audience view where people can see that you would be like sharing your screen with.
Yep.
So that way everybody can see it live. I'm setting up the questions. Then there is a player mode where you wait for it to init. And then there is the actual backend admin mode here. Yeah, I've done this with about 12 prompts to answer your question, Matt. So I don't think there's much of a actual, most used Gen AI buzzword. And then everybody can play.
Okay.
And it would collect answers here. The intent is during our panel, we're going to go through a couple Family Feud sessions, and we're going to see if.
That's great. So the audience types in their answers, and that's how you get them.
And then we have to guess them, and that's how we know our percentages for the vote from the. We've asked our studio audience, and.
Yep, exactly. So that's exactly what we're doing.
That's awesome, John.
So here's what the project actually looks like. So let's go to the dashboard and walk through my.
And does Lovable give you access to port the code? And how reliant is the code on Lovable? One of the things I've heard is it's great if you're going to use Lovable for hosting it and all of those things.
Yeah, of course. So you can port the code. It's pretty clean. I was DMing you guys on people using Chef, then porting it to Lovable, then Lovable into Code Clean.
Yeah.
I honestly have not even looked at the code in Lovable here at all. I've just kind of let it do its thing because I really could care less if this Family Feud app works or not. But I only get 4 prompts a day in the free mode because I'm frugal. Though I gave it this fairly decent prompt and it did it all correct. Like one of the biggest challenges was it like overthought it initially, and I just made it really simple.
Yeah.
It did a security review. I loved that part. That was really funny. It's like, yeah, let's just review security. That's a button you can press.
That's
I'm very curious to see what shakes out of that.
Is that one of your prompts though? When you consume that button, when you press, let's check it for that's a prompt for the day. I'm guessing
That's a prompt for my day. Yeah, I'm down to 3 prompts because
you're like, I'll never click the security button. That's
I'll never get this thing done by Thursday.
25% of my development resources.
So, I mean, but it's running through, it's pulling the code, but I haven't even looked at a single ounce of this environment code for what it's worth. Like,
yeah,
there you go. It doesn't like that. It doesn't like my hard-coded password vulnerability. Now everybody knows how they can start host mode.
Yeah. Let's play. Got it. Password.
That's a pretty good catch. You know,
yeah, that's awesome.
Because I figured if I didn't put even the most basic auth in front of this thing, people are going to troll me so hard at ChannelCon.
You know what, Jason? I need to run our code through GH Vulnscan. I'm going to run GH Vulnscan through GH Vulnscan for vulnerability.
It'll be fine because it's already the pre-commit checks already run most of those tools.
Yeah, that's right. We're doing pre-commit checks still.
Although they're all failing right now, and we're bypassing.
We've bypassed them for the last 3 days.
Yeah,
so we're good. So no problem.
So there you go. It gave me some good recommendations.
You have a problem. What are you using for centralized storage? Because right now everything is in local storage. So how do you plan to sync that?
So for what it's worth, I've maybe put 30 minutes into this sucker. I'm pretty sure it's rolled up Supabase because it is hosted outside of.
So is every user talking to the Supabase? So the Supabase creds are in the local app it's downloading?
Yes, because I was pulling it up on my mobile, playing it to do my testing.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's got to be like the most terrifying security process ever. I have not looked at it. I have just like YOLO'd every ounce of this code in here.
That's awesome.
I have no idea if this is acceptable or not, but I really don't care. And so actually that's why I like Lovable. So I don't care about this code because I'm just
care about the outcome, the output of the project more than the code.
And I'm just bringing it to ChannelCon pre-day to like play around. But
it's awesome.
I was able to pull this off in like 12 prompts. And I don't know, doesn't seem monetizable to me, but it's not. Maybe somebody wants to pay for Family Feud. We could make that happen for 4 more prompts, probably.
I think I don't with 4 more prompts. Set this up for sale mode. Help me with a front-end e-commerce site for purchasing a licensing model. All right, cool. Have that done by tomorrow. Oh man,
let's see.
You're probably not wrong, actually.
Let's go.
What you ads? You said, okay, thought for 7 seconds. Connect Stripe. You didn't even give it any context. Just connect Stripe. It's like, I bet they want money. Let's take money.
So does this count? Do the clarifying questions count as prompts or?
Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm running out quickly here.
Yeah,
but we'll see what happens if we just monetize it. If that's our prompt.
Maybe if you monetize it today, we can pay for prompts next week.
You know what I mean? It's a cycle.
We'll have enough money to get through it.
I do like that idea, though. If people pay more, they can get the products developed quicker. We just keep paying for tokens.
Yeah. I'm just literally converting it to like features or token costs, ultimately. All right. Well, we've gone a long time. I'm going to be starting on a project that I want to share too. I don't have to share much just from the verbal side of it, but I'm starting a project for framework maps. You remember my visualizations for CIS, John, that I had? Yeah. So I just had OpenAI write a project plan for me to bring in and have 4.0 look at and see what the thoughts are on like what my project plan should actually be. But I'm going to build a back-end graph database and then a front-end web visualization for all of those taxonomical elements of the CIS safeguards so that you can just click on one, go by category, filter by, and move between them. I've always wanted it to be visual. The project plan says it's like, I think we were like 16 weeks on the initial project plan to build this out fully. The first 2 weeks being on like database structure, research, and schema, all of those kind of things.
I
But
gave him some architecture guidance, like, it wanted to use Mongo, but friends don't let friends use Mongo. So I wanted him at Neo4j instead.
yeah, it went to Neo4j, but and then it also is well contextually aware of the options for that. It's like, hey, you're using Neo4j. Would you like to use their hosted data service that they have called what is it? Aura. It's called Aura.
Yeah.
Or would you like to host it in a container yourself? I'm like, let's do a container myself, and also let's set this up for Azure Function Services. Let's try to use, instead of core websites, let's try to use as much core function services we can use, Lambda services, whatever esque. It's exciting. Like the planning phase of this is exciting, which you can switch into planner mode also on Claude. You know that, right, John?
Shift tab.
Yeah.
Is it Shift tab?
Yep. And I
Yep.
use it.
Yeah.
I use extensive. So all of that big prompt you saw, all that happened in planner mode, right? So that I had the option, if I didn't like what it said, I could pop out of it.
Yep. I was just dropping it right into the mode to auto edit constantly because I was getting tired of it asking. I could care less how it did it.
Yep, me too.
Just as a vibe coder, right, with no skills whatsoever, just do it. I'm being sarcastic.
Please.
Matt has a sad.
Oh, he's not gonna do it, mate. It's not gonna do it.
So we ended up going to bed early last night because Matt ran out of tokens.
I did. I ran out of tokens. Well, it's time to go to bed.
And he was falling asleep on the floor.
Yeah.
We need a GoFundMe for tokens that just goes straight into this stream.
Yeah, that's all we'll do. We'll do a Patreon for tokens for teams, and
Well,
we'll just have tokens for teams.
We actually figured that's what'll happen is the first time we get a bounty, we're just going to use it to buy tools for us for the next year. Like this is just going to cover all of our AI tooling for the next year.
Yeah, like proto prompt, I think is what it's called, right? That's $200 bucks. Repo prompts like $200 a year.
$200, yeah.
So they add up quick. I'm probably still. I don't know if I'm as frugal as you, John, but I think I'm right now at just an Anthropic subscription of $20 total for my current costs.
I have Anthropic. I bought repo prompts. I have a Gemini and OpenAI that I'm using by the credit, but I
haven't paid for any credits yet. I'm doing the same. I just haven't gotten to a level of credits usage that it's going to cost me anything.
Yeah, I've used in the past a little bit. Let's see. All that shelling out Zen has done to OpenAI in the past month has cost me $1.59. Ooh,
there you go.
You're going to run out, man. You need me to leave you a dollar or two, or
So I bought 20 or $50 worth of tokens, and that'll last me for a while.
Yeah, especially for function.
Another experiment we might do here. Twitch plays Pokemon. You remember that, right?
Yep.
Can we make a stream and actually build an app and just kind of let the whole stream do it, just running loose?
Yes,
I'm in.
I want to see what we can build in an hour.
On the table with full credits. I mean, I can't come when I'm empty.
No, but we got to get the Patreon connected first. So we're going to need to build an app.
Donate you can use whatever credits get thrown into the Patreon. Whatever credits get contributed, it can use those to continue.
That's hilarious.
Project.
Oh, that's hilarious.
We'll just watch it for
literal crowdsourcing of a project. Man, I don't know if I believe in week 2, phase 2. I'm gonna put my money in week 3, phase 4, bro. I don't even care about phase 2. Screw you. My dollars are out.
I think you throw tokens at it to prioritize you on the list, and then we just let the whole thing build itself.
That's hilarious.
I'm down to.
We should talk about this next week.
Yep. Because
I bet there's an API for Twitch.
100%. We can get
that. We can do this in Twitch.
Oh yeah, we can get the chats out.
Oh
yeah, we can. I already in my head figured out how to do it.
That would be dope.
I think we just put it 6 o'clock, grab a beer, and just watch.
So what's the over under on the first RCE?
Oh.
Somebody injects Metasploit and ends up on the VM.
Well, looks like that was fun.
It won't take long.
No, probably not.
I'll drop it in a closed sandbox.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Huh.
All right. Well, we might have an idea for next stream. Thanks for everybody who's here. Brett and Colin and for Tam and Tara and a lot of people. I don't think I get all the LinkedIn stuff that's not paired. Mine set's weird. So if anybody's on mine, I'm not seeing your comments. But yeah, I'm very addicted to being able to build stuff with just a little bit of work on a prompt. I think that even in my first bug bounty that I did, I ended up getting I did get my bug bounty rejected, like I said in the beginning of the stream, but they did say it was a vulnerability. It just was handled in a different way, and therefore it wasn't eligible for payout. But it was I fed it back to an AI. It wrote up my report. It wrote up a POC. It showed them what the code would look like to abuse. Like I didn't have to do any of that. And as we get better and better at this, I think we're gonna have a lot of bug bounties we can find with this.
Nope. I walked away a lot. I walked away with all the learnings on how to use Claude Code, getting the README. I kind of know what's going on now a little bit. So we'll see if my monetization plan on Lovable executes.
Yeah, I should. I haven't done any content on my channel for a while. I should do some content on how to set these environments up. And
just quick setup stuff.
The MCPs I'm using in the decisions, the reason I made those decisions.
I have another desktop that I need to set up for this, like another Mac machine that's just waiting for all of this. Why don't we do a stream of a full MCP enabled setup of Claude?
Yep, we can do that.
And that's definitely less than an hour. It's 30 minutes, 20 minutes. I will clear out. I will leave Claude on my laptop and not build Claude on my home desktop that I'm about to use. And I also ran out of RAM today with my DeepSeek, so I'm probably gonna have a new laptop to set up real soon that has more RAM. I'm looking at the 128 jobber if I can get there, But, anyways,
I keep getting the same alert. This whole stream has been blowing me up on RAM. It says I'm out of RAM. I'm out of credit.
What machine are you? What card is on the gaming machine?
This is like my gaming machine. I've got a nice setup over there, like 64 gigs of RAM and a nice. Less than a 12-month-old generation NVIDIA. I can't remember exactly what I've got in there right now.
How much VRAM's
the VRAM's what's going to matter.
I'll have to look. I'll bring it into the next stream because we could use that as my sandbox to go break stuff. But I'm running this on an
The benefit of the Mac Silicone is that the VRAM is the same as system RAM.
Yeah.
And so you can do a lot of cool things.
I mean, I'm just running an M2 with 8 gigs. This is like my personal banking laptop. I decided to jump on today. This is all I do is get on banking apps and social media with this. So I need to get my other laptop going.
Fair. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here. I'm getting out of here.
We might stream next week.
We might not. We'll see.
We might not. It depends on how the channel comes.
Yeah, fair.
Cool.
See y'all.
Awesome.